Hello, everybody. How is everyone doing today? Well, uh, today we have Miss JoAnn King, JoAnn Youngblood King, and we're going to talk about her book, "Let Your Words Lead to Your Success." Okay, and I'm going to bring her on now, which is uh, Miss JoAnn Youngblood King. Hey,
Hi.
how are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
That's beautiful. So, how have you been doing?
Great. Great. I'm so excited to be here. This is really like my first podcast. This is definitely one goal of mine that I could check off the list. So thank you for help me do that. I'm sure I'll have many others. And I do have another one like in the works, but yeah, you're the first. So thank you so much for inviting me.
It has been it's a pleasure and actually an honor. Okay, I'm not gonna lie to you. It's a pleasure and an
Oh,
honor to have you as my guest tonight, Joanne.
oh, thank
Um,
you.
you've taught me a lot. For those, well, y'all don't know, I met Joanne uh, through Project Enterprise, and she was sitting there shaping and molding us and making us into great business people. You know, and so whenever you have something that you can, as she said, help each other to grow, um, you go ahead and you do it. So she's helped me to grow as a businesswoman, and her books, her series, will help you grow as a person, a business person, a human being in general. But we're going to talk about these series and what inspired you to create the book series.
All right. So the first book in my series is called Live Your Potential is the name of my coaching company. It's called Live Your Potential Success Coaching. And so this book series is called my Live Your Potential book series. And the first book that I actually published back in 2000 and I believe 15, I believe. It's called Live Your Potential and Let Your Faith Lead You to Success. And that's on Amazon. That was years ago. But I just published the second book in the series, which last year in July, which is called Live Your Potential and Let Your Words Lead You to Success. So I just really wanted to do my initial reason for even writing a book, okay,
Hmm.
because I never thought that I would be able to write a book. And then when I started coaching and helping people and hearing what some of their goals were, and I said, I'm going to go ahead and write a book just to really prove to myself that I can do something I set out to do, and also to really encourage other people that if I can do it, they can do it.
Oh.
That was my reason for writing books in general. So
Hmm.
with this series, I wrote the first one, and then I thought about other things that were really important in achieving your goals. So faith is one of them, and your words, the words that you speak, the words that you take in, is very important. And then I have another book that I'm writing right now for the third to complete the series. And let's see, do you want to know the name of that one?
Sure, you know I do. You can the first 411 on this, okay? So yes, I want to know.
So the third one in the series is called Live Your Potential and Let Your Actions Lead You to Success. Because once you have the faith and you know how to really speak it, then
Mm-hmm.
you need to take that action to get it. So it's Live Your Potential. That'll be the third book in the series. So I think it's really important. These are important tools toward being successful. You got to have strong faith, and you got to know how to speak. They say speak things into existence. So,
Mm-hmm.
the words that you speak are very important. And so the next book, which, is not out yet, I haven't published it yet, but it's in the works, Let Your Actions. Because it's important. If you don't act, then you can't get what you want. So that's going to wrap up the series. So
Okay. So you're just gonna publish 3 books. Um,
for this series, who knows what I'm going to do down the line? There's
that's what I'm asking you.
Listen, there, there's more in me. Just like there's a book in everyone, even in you, Sharon. I'm waiting for your book.
See why you
Yes,
want to go there?
yes. There's a book in everyone. I know you have some really rich stories to tell.
uh,
So,
I do. I do. I do.
you know
I
you
do.
do.
Oh, honey, especially doing the many hats that I wear.
Hmm.
I have a lot. I
Yeah, we
really
all
do.
we all have
Okay.
so many things that could be of value to someone else.
Well, that's why I have the podcast because I want people to be educated, and uplifted.
Hmm.
Walk away with something positive, and
Yeah.
you know. But now you said something that really struck me to be very interesting because I'm not gonna lie to you. It seems like everybody has taken their faith and threw it out in the baby water. Okay, how does faith play into success?
Mm. Well, it's really something that you said that, because I think these times that we've gone through these past couple of years with COVID and everything, I could see with so many people lost their lives due to this pandemic and things like that. I understand why, some people may have kind of lost faith, or, something like that. But it's extremely important to have a spiritual practice, because it's just something that really gets you through the day. It gets you through the week, through the month. You have to be grounded. You have to have some kind of connection with, you know, a spiritual activity. I mean, with this book that I wrote is really about faith. It's not, and that's the other thing. A lot of people believe that the book is about religion, and it is not at all. It's really about success, but I always felt that the goals that I've been able to achieve over the years, faith, having a spiritual practice is definitely part of it for me. Like I have to. I think it's really important. I always say that that should be part of your business plan, a part of your or on your goals that you have. You should have a spiritual practice, something prayer, meditation, whatever it is that connects you, to spirit. And I think that that's like a secret ingredient to really being able to achieve your goals. I feel, I definitely feel like faith is important. And it does get a little dicey when you talk about faith, because people think about religion and, oh, well, what religion are you and what do you believe, and this is what I believe, well, you should believe this. And it's not about that. What is your spiritual practice, and is it good for you?
Mm,
Because I
like
think it's a very personal thing. It's
mm-hmm,
not something you can tell people that they have to believe in this,
mm-hmm,
or you're not going to be able to have what you want, because no matter what your faith is and what your you know higher power you subscribe to or whatever, there are people who who are able to have their prayers answered no matter what their faith is. And so it has to do with your belief system, your faith, So I think it's really important for, your success when you're striving for success. You got to keep that in mind.
Okay, well, we just got a comment from Miss Amy Lynn
Oh,
from Pennsylvania.
uh,
She says that she is going to purchase the book because she needs that in her library collection.
oh, thank you so much.
Yes, Amy. I,
Thank you. Thank you, Amy. Thanks so
yes, she says she definitely has to have that in her collection. So there you go, people. And okay, and what inspired you to become a success coach and a goal achievement specialist?
um, so I've always loved helping people. Even when I was young, I was always wanted to have my own business, be an entrepreneur, provide people with different services. When I was really, really little, I did manicures, I sold shoes, I sold personalized Christmas cards, I sold all kind of things, really all kind of things. And then when I got older, I remember I went to, I don't know if you guys remember there used to be the Learning Annex.
Yes.
You can
Oh,
go.
you're
I
showing our age.
love that place. 'Cause you can go there, you can get that book and learn anything. They had
Mm-hmm.
classes on anything. So there was some a ad for a class that really really struck me, and it was how to be a life coach. And
Hmm.
the description in it sounded like me. If you like to help people and whatever else is said, you love, people come to you and tell you their issues and what they want to change and things like that. And I went to the class. And I went to the class and I just said, that's me. I want to be a life coach. That's it. And back in the day, I mean, this was a long, long time ago. And I think even now, it was a point in time you didn't have to be certified. You didn't have to have
Mm-hmm.
certification and you could just, I'm a life coach. This is what I do. So I came home and I whipped up a business card for myself and it was, I made some letterhead. I made all this stuff and I was a coach. And, and then I joined this organization called SGI USA. It's a World Peace Organization, and it's actually based on a practice of Buddhism. And I joined that organization 38 years ago. Just celebrated 38 years, and in that organization, I was given like responsibility to take care of young women and help them with the goals that they were trying to achieve and things like that. And that really gave me more motivation to really run with this coaching thing. As for like I just got so passionate about it and I kept reading about it. I bought all kind of books and everything. So and then just little by little, everything I was doing was kind of in that, path, like working at Project Enterprise where we met. I
Yeah.
was coaching you guys, but I was a business trainer. So it
Mm-hmm.
was a little similar, helping you guys to, get your businesses together. And I love that. I'm very passionate about helping people to achieve whatever goals they want to achieve. I'm just somehow it became my mission. I love it, love it. That's what I truly love to do.
And you
And
do it very
so,
well.
oh, thank you. Yeah, so coaching just fit with that. So, yep. Oh, and I do have my certification in coaching. I did get that recently. Yes, I am a certified success coach. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Now, you told me while we were talking, and it's very inspirational, that you wrote something down and then voila, you got kicked out before time. You
Oh,
was thinking about
okay.
September. You was thinking the
I
job
know
date.
what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about.
So
I
let's
knew
talk
you were
about.
gonna bring this up. Yeah. So basically, back in 2014, I was telling you earlier. So what happened was in 2014, I at the beginning of the year I made this intention. I set this intention to leave my job that I've been at for 14 years to do coaching full time, to
Wow.
really, really work on my business. And that wasn't really the first time I've done that. So this is, I'm always plugging away and trying to keep doing it what I want to be as successful as I want to be.
Mm-hmm.
So I never give up.
That's for
So
sure.
I set this intention, okay, and I called it um leave work, what did I call it? Something like leave my day job action plan or something like that.
Okay.
and and so I said by September of that year I was going to leave my job. I didn't know
Uh-huh.
how I was going to do it. I didn't know, how much wanted to have saved and all this stuff. I didn't know. I just knew I wanted to do this thing by September of that year. I just set the intention. I wrote it down. I made my plan.
Mm-hmm.
Then maybe like in May, I think it's in May, I had like a yearly review at the job.
Okay.
And I went to get my yearly review. And during that review, I was told that they would like to offer me a package. They were offering certain people packages.
Mm-hmm.
And I totally accepted. I accepted the package, and I didn't. I was blown away that the
Mm-hmm.
intention I set for September ended up, me having what I wanted in May. So it only took a few short months for me to really get what I want by leaving the job. So yeah, I set the intention. I wrote out a small plan, and then I just you know, prayed about it, and in a few months, I got the opportunity. Never knew that was going to happen, but it did.
Mm. So
So, yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
How would you tell somebody to write out a business action plan
Mm-hmm.
to be able to go to the next level that they want to go to? What ingredients do they have to put into the batter, the cake, in order for it? Listen, in order for it to bake.
Okay, so there are certain ingredients, and a lot of it is based on individual goals, and different people have different goals that they want to achieve, and I'm definitely not the type of coach that only limits. I only help people achieve goals of writing a book. I only help people achieve goals of, you know, leaving their job.
Mm-hmm.
And, I'm not that kind of coach. I
Gotcha.
help people achieve goals that they have for themselves, that they want to be successful, their goals.
Okay.
Matter of fact, I had coached this, I had a client one time, and this is so weird. This is like almost one of my first clients, maybe like my second one. And I coached him by email. He
Mm.
lived in Hong Kong, and and he wanted to he oh he was doing he had to do a presentation on quantitative analysis or something. I don't know.
Okay.
And I know nothing about that, right? Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But I was confident that I can help him become confident enough to be able to do what he needed to do to succeed and do a great presentation.
Mm.
And it happened based on um, you know a lot of questions that I asked him about different things about, his fears and really getting down to what is the issue. Because the topic, he knew.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he knew about the topic. So it's just a lot of times with clients, with people, it's really just we have little limitations that are in the way, a little blocks that we've put. Well, we didn't put them there ourselves, but we actually have kept them there, you know. And so it really depends. Like maybe for him, it was really just asking questions to get to why there's a fear there to begin with. So it's to really so I'll tell you, one of the first things I had him do was write out a paragraph of what his life, a day in his life would look like right after he achieved that goal of a successful presentation, you know? And so he wrote, what are you doing?
I'm taking notes.
Ah, so, but that was one of the first things that I asked my clients to do. And I still do from time to time, write down what a day in your life would look like or how you would feel once you have achieved that goal of, doing that successful presentation.
Mm-hmm.
What will you be wearing? Where will you be? Are you buying yourself something? Really kind of get into what would that look like on that day when you're really successful. And I do that because that's one of the tools of like why you want to do this. Well, I want to do this because I want to get to this result. So really you're writing out what your result is going to be and how you're going to feel about it, what you're going to look like and how happy you're going to be, and all that stuff. So that's something that kind of keeps you, like kind of pulls you. So once I have someone write that paragraph,
Mm-hmm.
that's something I have over them. You
Okay.
know.
Answer the question. You don't have none of my stuff from Project Enterprise, do you? Just asking.
No, it's something that really helps you to keep going. It's
Mm-hmm.
really like a reminder, like, oh yeah, I want to be able to treat myself to this thing once I've achieved this goal. I want to celebrate in this way. So that's one thing that really helps you. So I know you asked me like what kind of plan. It's really hard because it's really individual.
Okay.
It really depends on the goal.
Okay.
I mean, there's some similar things because everyone has like there's some similar things as to why we can't achieve the goals that we have. So like some like fear, for instance.
Mm-hmm.
That's I think a lot of people have like a fear failure, fear, what if it doesn't work out the way I want, or and just even just some stuff you just have to kind of work through to get past. Some people, I was working with a client and it's like she had some things that were told to her when she was young, and those things really don't go anywhere. I don't want to jump ahead, but based on my book about words, sometimes
Mm-hmm.
we're told things that kind of stick in our head, and it kind of stops us in our tracks.
Right.
Yeah.
Which words, as your book says, it does stick with us. It does.
Hmm.
It sometimes it stops us from being that successful person
Right, right.
that we are meant to be.
Yeah.
Um,
I wanted to, whenever you're ready, I just wanted to just
well,
read a
go on
little
and
bit.
read. Let us know. Give us some of that
Yeah, I
knowledge.
mean, I love reading. So I just wanted to, this just is just a little bit from the book that tells what it's about and kind of what it's about.
Okay.
So, words chisel out our identities in the innocence of our early years. They shape our beliefs, our behavior, and eventually our responses and actions in life. They determine how we see ourselves in our world, and in many instances, whether or not we will achieve all that we are capable of. Words are so powerful. They can destroy the essence of who we are destined to be. They can stifle a beautiful imagination and crush a child's creativity. Used negatively, they can destroy dreams and desires and shrink our personalities into non existence. The problem is that even when we are children and we are being bullied with words and unpleasant names, the power of these words on us is often cavalierly dismissed by those we trust to protect us.
Mm.
You know, how, maybe you've heard this when you were little. You were told sticks and stones will hurt your bones, but words will never hurt you.
Yes, yes, that's a lie.
That's what the suffering child is told. The reality is, words break more than your bones. They break your spirit if they are harsh and hurtful. They break your identity when you are faced with the steady onslaught of insults that undermine your existence. They break your dreams, desires, and impose limits on what you imagine yourself to be capable of doing. Conversely, if they are used positively, they can build you up and encourage you to expand your capabilities and confidence. They can start you on the road to success and allow you to persuade others to support your vision and your goals. So that's a little part of my book.
Okay. Now, answer a question. It's like
Yes.
you said, sticks and stones uh will hurt more than just the bones, but it
Yeah.
hurts the mind and the heart. How
Mhm.
does one start to heal
Mm.
from that?
Yeah. So one way I can tell you is, first you have to become aware of. Uh, okay, let me try to backtrack. When you're working on a goal, you have a goal you want to achieve, and you. I'm gonna give you an example, and this is in the book. Okay, but I didn't know if I was gonna talk about it, but when I was young, my grandmother used to, she was something else. and and she used to say these things, and and all of us, I had like a ton of cousins, and I still have a ton of cousins, and we all, she would just say these things randomly, and one day I was young, I don't know, I think maybe I was about 8 or 9, I don't know, and she was smoking. Now she shouldn't have been smoking, but she was smoking. And I said, Grandma, stop smoking. The smoke is getting in my face. You're smoking. And she said to me, well, you know what they say, smoke follows ugly people. Well, when I said, oh, Grandma, back then, she was saying all kind of things all the time. So I just kind of let that roll off my back. I didn't even
Mm-hmm.
think about it. But I tell you that at my age now, those words creep into my mind when I'm trying to do something, like stand in front of a group of people and speak. Even though I'm sharing some positive information and I'm doing something I want to do, those words creep in there. People gonna be looking at you. I wonder what they thinking you look like. Oh, all these things. So what you have to do, you got to quiet your mind. You have, this is why it goes back to that faith, that prayer. And you have to also feed your mind with positivity.
Mm.
I tell you, when I was young, my older brother bought me this book called The Power of Positive Thinking by Norman Vincent Peale.
Wow.
And because I was so negative, I mean, even though, like, I used to sell things and help people in the neighborhood, and everybody loved what I was doing. I still, felt like, and maybe I felt like I had to do this to have some kind of, people liking me or whatever. But I kind of inside didn't feel that about myself. Like that I was, I wanted to be an entrepreneur and have my own business. I remember my father bought me a briefcase, but I didn't, when I was little, I had my briefcase going around selling my stuff. But I kind of didn't feel like inside, I kind of felt like, I don't know if this is really going to happen for me. And, a lot of reasons, growing up, I had a lot of things. So, it's really interesting that, when he gave me that book, The Power of Positive Thinking by Norman Vincent Peale, I remember after I read it, I felt like, wow, I have positivity inside of me.
Yes.
I'm all of this. I have this potential that's wonderful. Like I can do so much. We all do. We all have this amazing, unlimited potential to be as successful as we want to be. So
Mhm.
after that, I started saying, wow, I want to read more things like this. So I started reading more positive books. As I got older, I started going to seminars and workshops and meeting people. So I think all of that has helped me to quiet those things in my mind of these words.
Mhm.
That's one
Absolutely.
thing is I talk to clients about affirmations. I'm really, really big on affirmations.
Mhm.
Some people feel like affirmations, sometimes you say these things and you don't really believe them, but you say them like, you know, um, I will, uh,
Wash the dishes every day.
that's an affirmation. That's the one job that I really don't like doing. I don't like washing dishes. But yeah, that like that. I will wash the dishes every day. That's an affirmation. Yes. Another one. Money is coming to me easily and effortlessly. That's one of my favorite ones.
Okay.
Actually, I used to sing that every time I wash my hair. When the pandemic started, it's like people. It almost seems like people just started washing their hands in 2020. But anyway, they started saying, wash your hands for this amount of time, 20 seconds or whatever. So every time I wash my hands, I'd say money is coming to me easily and effortlessly. I would say that like 3 times and then that was it. But I say a lot of I'm really big on affirmations, and so I give my clients. I have them make up their own affirmations, sometimes based on what it is they're trying to achieve or
Mhm.
what it is they're trying to break through.
Ah.
This one client of mine was really fearful of taking this test she had to take, and so I had her write an affirmation about I succeed at every test I take.
Mhm.
Whatever the thing is, and when you say it consistently every day, it gets in you. You may not believe it in the beginning because but it's important to keep at it.
Mm.
Consistency is key. You have to keep at something. You
Oh.
know, so here it is all these years, and I'm still plugging away, helping people as much as I can when I can to achieve their goals because this is what I love to do.
Mm. Okay. Okay. We did that. All right. How do you think my attitude plays in achieving? Okay. So, what role do you think? Hey, listen, my eyes are not. My eyes are good. Okay. But we've talked, and you've covered a lot of things that I want to ask you.
I know. I'm sorry. I know.
Okay.
That's what I said. You don't really need a whole lot of questions because I'll just run with it. But yeah, I'm sorry. What else you want to
No, no, no. You have nothing to be sorry about. Um, how do you go about planning long-term goals with your clients?
Planning long-term goals. Well, every client is different, but for long-term goals, I think the important thing is to um, just really break them down into smaller pieces.
Oh, okay.
A smaller part. Like if you have this long-term goal to go on a trip to Aruba, which is one of my goals. I've been to Aruba, but I'm trying to get back after all these years. And so what you have to do is, it has to do with saving. So you save little by little, right? You save little by little. So if you have a goal um, to buy your first house, then you have to do things in stages. So a plan for a long term goal is really, really easy. It's easier than a
Mm-hmm.
short term goal that you have,
Mm-hmm.
because a long term goal, it just takes you longer. That you can just do, um, start looking for the right realtor. That's a goal. See, I really break things down into smaller goals, and I think that's important, because once you achieve one thing and you celebrate that and you feeling good, you're getting closer to that long-term goal.
Ah,
So, yeah, so that's really how, you know, I work on, doing that with the long term. So I think it's important to make an action plan, what actions that you're going to take
mm-hmm.
toward this long-term goal. And yeah, so that's how I would help someone with that.
Okay. Now, what is your definition of success, and how do you help your clients reach it?
Yeah, so my definition of success is really very simple. It's just having freedom, being able to do things in your own time, in your own way, when you're ready. Because like I think most people, I have to go out every day and work for someone else to be able to live, with the paycheck or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I think for me, success has always been like really being free to do the things that I want to do and to have the things I want to have, and being happy, you know, being happy.
Mm.
So I mean, that's my definition of success, and I'm telling you, everybody's definition of success is different.
And that is the truth. Okay. My thing of success is she didn't fall today. Okay.
Mm,
Taking care of mom is
mm,
not easy. And
mm.
every day that she's with me is a successful day.
It's a blessing. Yep, it's a
Yeah.
blessing and a successful day. Yep.
Okay, now there is how do we recognize words designed to manipulate us, to manipulate you? That's something that you did talk about.
Yes, that is a, a great question. It really comes to really being aware of being really aware of who you are
Hmm.
and the things that you want in life, and just being really in tune with yourself, because when someone comes to you and says something that it you can really tell right away when it's out of sync with what you're about, you know. And so I think it's really easy, I think, when I don't know, I'm saying easy because I think I've been on this journey for so long of personal development, really working on myself. And so I'm saying easy, but it may not be that easy. But sometimes when uh, you have a feeling inside, if someone says something to you and it doesn't feel right to you,
Hmm.
that's that's a that's an indication that someone's trying to maybe manipulate you in a certain way or say something you know, um, to get you to do something they want you to do.
Okay. Now, JoAnn,
Yep.
Mr. Christopher Roker says, ask JoAnn, should I get her autograph now before she's Oprah away? Listen, I beg your pardon.
What did he say? Should he get my autograph now before what?
Before you're Oprah away.
Actually, I know who this is. And this is someone that was in Project Enterprise with us many, many years ago. Yes,
Tall guy.
Maceo. Yeah.
Hey Maceo, how you doing? I'm gonna, don't worry, I'm gonna get you too. I'm gonna get you. Yeah, I'm gonna get
Yeah. Yes. Yes. He should get my autograph right now.
you. She said yes.
By the way.
The answer is yes.
Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining.
And she says thank you, oh, for joining.
Cool.
Yes.
Aw, that's
Now,
nice.
this is something that I had to pray on.
Mm.
I had to really pray on because you know me and that tongue of mine, okay? Why sometimes it is best to leave words unsaid.
Yeah. So, there's a lot of reasons. One of the reasons well, maybe two things I'm gonna mention. One, this is something that I really stand by. There's this law called the law of cause and effect. And so, it really just says that for every cause, there is an effect,
Mm-hmm.
opposite effect, right? So for me, I think that sometimes when you say things, you have to um, be prepared that you're going to kind of reap whatever that effect of that cause from saying that thing. So that's one thing, right? Then
Mm-hmm.
the other thing is that how the things you say affect people. Like what I
Mm-hmm.
was saying about my grandmother. Now, I don't believe she was calling me ugly or whatever when she said it. And I think she was trying to get me out of her face because I was being, I was bothering her by telling her to stop smoking.
Mm-hmm.
But but the thing is that sometimes when like in my book I talk about when you're angry,
Okay.
you have to be really, really careful. Those are times when certain words should be unsaid. Like, I hate you.
Mm.
You don't want to tell someone that. First of all, when you're angry, that may not even be how you really feel, but you're doing
Mm-hmm.
it at the moment because you're angry to hurt them. And it does hurt, those kind of words, you
Mm-hmm.
know. Um yeah. Um I listed a couple of them in the book. You're so stupid. That's another one.
Mm-hmm.
You're so stupid. Those are the words that really kind of get in there, and people remember these things. I've had a lot of things said to me when I was younger, and
Girl.
and also, you'll never listen to me. I wasn't gonna say that because I've said that. You don't listen to me. How many times have I said that? And that's not good. Those are the words that should be left unsaid.
uh,
So hey, I'm a work in progress too.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. Especially so basically, one of the things is that you want to pay attention to the things that you do because you really want to make good causes.
Mm-hmm.
The thing about words is that to how it relates to your success is that when you're striving for success, you want to make sure your thoughts and your words and your actions are in alignment. So your thoughts, you can think, oh, I want to be I want to do this certain thing, whatever your goal is, right? And then that's what your thought is, and then um, you start working toward that goal. But if your words, or if you're saying things that really kind of don't go with what you're trying to do, then that's not in alignment.
Mm-hmm.
So some people have goals that they make determinations and goals every year. In January, it's a big month for goals, right?
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna stop smoking, you know. But how many people are making that same goal the next year and the
Yes.
year after that? You know,
Mm-hmm.
because it's not together with anything else. It's just something that's said. Yeah, I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
stop smoking. That's all. Oh, I'm gonna stop eating red meat. Whatever it is, you know.
Like a steak. I like a steak. I be
Whatever it
trying.
is, it's like, if that's something you truly, truly want to do, then you have to do it in every aspect.
Okay.
Not just so that this is kind of, when I work with clients, I talk about like inside work all the time, like, how you change on the inside to really
Mm-hmm.
have what you want on the outside. So I talk about, I've written a couple of articles about necessary goals to your success. And those
Oh.
necessary goals we all should have. The goals that we make at the beginning of the year, to do all these things, to have all these things, that's great. That's wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't work on your confidence and your ability you know, um, to get past your fears, or or worrying, there's some people who worry a lot.
Mm.
How are they going to achieve their goals if they're constantly worried
Mm-hmm.
that they're not going to have them? Some
Mm-hmm.
people, and talking about faith again, I mean, a lot of people pray and pray and pray and pray, and but they don't let go. They just
Mm.
keep trying to get that thing that they're praying for, but they prayed for it already. So you know
Thank
you have to kind of let go, and you have to trust
you. Mm-hmm.
that the answers will come. The
Oh,
prayer will be, you have to trust.
okay.
There's a lot of tools and a lot of strategies that go into achieving your goals. It's a lot,
Okay.
you know.
Well, we have a question from Mr. Roca again.
Oh,
Can you ask JoAnn, how does it feel to watch your vision become a reality and the recognition that it entails? Oh,
I don't know.
what you mean
I
you don't
don't
know?
know.
You don't know. What you mean? You
How
don't
does it
understand?
feel?
What do you mean?
It feels great.
All right, that's what we want to know.
It feels great. I mean, but this is me. I'm always plugging away at what
Mm-hmm.
it is I want to do. I mean, like I said before, my passion is helping people to achieve their goals. And that's what I love doing. And that's what I'm always doing. And my goals are other things like, becoming a motivational speaker. That's been one of my goals forever. But
Mm-hmm.
that's a goal that I've been working on little by little, because I have those same blocks of I don't have a speaker's voice, or I don't, whatever. I mean, I have those little things in my head too that
Mm-hmm.
kind of stop me. But one thing about me is that I never give up, and I'm going to always keep going little by little. I mean, I may have those little thoughts in my head, but see, I'm going to tell you something, and this is why I love being a coach. You know, it's every time I work with a coach myself,
Mm-hmm.
I achieve more and more. So,
Oh.
you're talking about Maceo, and you guys that knew me at Project Enterprise, I'm still
Mm-hmm.
the same. I'm just still plugging away, and I'm still doing what I love doing.
Like
I'm
all of
still
us.
reaching for it. I'm still helping people. I'm still
Mm-hmm.
doing, and I'm learning, because
Yes.
I just started doing Facebook Lives like last November.
Congratulations.
I mean, this is no, a learning experience for me. This whole all this stuff, but I'm gonna keep trying. I've
Mm-hmm.
always everything I've done. I talked about this one time before. I wanted to play the saxophone. I love jazz and I love the saxophone. I got me a saxophone and started playing and went jazz.
Wow.
I got private lessons, jazz workshop classes. This was some years ago.
Okay.
And I now know how to play saxophone. I have, but I haven't played in many years, so don't ask me to bust out my horn and start playing anything. And hey, who knows? I'm going to tell you something. I've had thoughts that, because my son is 19, and I don't think he's ever heard me play. And I
Wow.
was playing before he was born. So, I'm gonna get back to it.
All
I'm gonna
right.
get back to it at some point.
Okay, we have a Miss Castillo says JoAnn is the best. And I
Oh,
told her thank you. I
oh, oh, thank you
yes.
so much.
Yes. Yes,
Thank
yes, yes.
you.
Now, one thing I looked at um is technology. You said that uh how words guide okay, how words guide our use of modern technology.
Yeah, well, I mean, I can tell you right now, with the event of the internet,
Mm-hmm.
and words have definitely changed over the years with technology. And so basically, that's talking about really how, even kids these days, like the words that they use, the different, technology, and, how that has really just played a part in, you know, in in how we use words today as opposed to maybe years ago, because there are a lot of things that are now in the dictionary that weren't in the dictionary many years ago.
Okay.
um I'm just trying to think of something. I should just know these things off the top of my head since I have a teenager. But yeah, I mean, that's basically what I'm referring to with that in that chapter
Okay.
about the different words that we use now, and words that were used many years ago. This technology has changed a lot of words. So
Oh, okay. Mr. Roker said, "Is your book for entrepreneurs, or can aspiring political leaders get get inspired also?"
yes.
She said, "She said yes." Okay.
Yes, because this book is for everyone,
Okay.
because everyone uses words. And I mean, like, I'm not really, really into talking about politics or anything like that, but you know sometimes people use words to, like we were talking about before, they use certain words to, words are used to make people take certain actions.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes, in the book, I talked about different speeches, like, Martin Luther King, I Have a Dream. I mean, that speech really empowered people, you
Yes,
know?
it
I
did.
mean, and so politicians use their words to cause people to act a certain way, to endorse them and things like that. So this book is just all about the power of words
Mm-hmm.
and how words affect our life. Words that are said to us and words that we say to others.
Okay. Now, somebody wants to know: Is TikTok in your future? The bird going live on TikTok.
Um, sure, I guess. I mean, that's a platform I haven't thought about. But look, I didn't think I would be doing Facebook Lives, and now I'm starting to go live on Instagram.
Oh.
So, I mean, hey, who knows? I think TikTok was mostly, see, I thought that was like mostly dancers and like
No.
kids stuff. It's different now, yeah.
Yeah, it's
So,
different. You can get on TikTok and just you can express yourself. Yeah,
Yeah, sure.
put videos and yeah. So you are on Facebook Live, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And you're on Instagram Live.
So I try to do a live every weekend,
Okay,
mostly every Saturday, like 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time,
okay.
um, on Saturday or Sunday. So if I don't do it on a Saturday, then I'll do it on a Sunday. But I definitely get on live every weekend. You
All right.
know,
So
at
how
least
would
once
we?
with some type of tool or strategy or something that can
So
help people achieve their goals.
okay. So how can you let us know? How can we find out when you're going live?
Well, I do have a website. Okay, so really, I'm just mentioning today about the live. I do, I don't know, on Facebook. If you can find me on Facebook on
Mm-hmm.
Live Your Potential is the
Mm-hmm.
name of my Facebook group,
Okay.
business group. And I have another group on Facebook called Live Your Potential Motivation Community.
Oh.
And that's actually a private group, but you can, go on it and ask to join. And so I go live on those pages. So mostly on the Live Your Potential business page. So
Mm-hmm.
just look for Live Your Potential and join it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so once you join it, then when you're on Facebook on Saturday at 1, I guess it'll pop up and say JoAnn is live.
Okay. All right.
So I do have a website and it's called JoAnnYoungbloodKing.com.
Oh, it's not
It,
liveyourpotential.com.
you can find me on liveyourpotential.com as well. It's right there. If you go to liveyourpotential.com, there would be a button that says home. Then that'll take you to JoAnnYoungbloodKing.com. So it's all together. So
Okay.
I give both. Don't worry, it's Live Your.
I
Yes.
was like, I have this thing strolling here. Go to Joanne's book.
Oh yes, you could go to liveyourpotential.com and you'll find me on there as well, no problem. I have blog posts on there, different tools that you can use to help you achieve your goals, like journals and just different things. I also do um, a motivation text message I send out to people, and you don't have to be a client. It's free. But you can sign up for that on my website. If you go to JoAnnYoungbloodKing.com, it's right on the first page. But if
Okay.
you go to Live Your Potential, you just have to press home and you'll get that link.
Okay. Now we got one more question from Roka. It says, when did Live Your Potential statement come from?
Live Your Potential. Yeah, that's a good question. So back in
Where? I'm sorry. He said where. I'm sorry. Where did
where
it come? Yeah.
where did it come
Yeah.
from?
Where did Live Your Potential statement come from?
Well, in 2004, I think I was just I was reading a lot about potential, about the potential that we all have in our life to be successful, or to do anything we want to do. And I really just came up with it, and I just decided to get that domain name back in the day in 2004, liveyourpotential.com. And I remember I had gone to a seminar, and this one guy who was an author, um, and he said he was blown away that I was able to get that. He said, "You got that domain name, Live Your Potential?" Wow. He was like so blown away that that wasn't something that was taken or something. I said, "Yeah. So anyway, but Live Your Potential, yeah, it's kind of like my baby. I've had it since um, my son was born. That same year, I came up with Live Your Potential, and that was it. I mean, I just feel like what it really means is that, yes, we all have potential. And a lot of times, potential really means nothing. You have the potential to do something, but you're not doing it yet.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I always laugh, I always think about somebody saying, if they meet someone, like, they meet a man or a woman, oh, she's not working right now, or he's not working right now, but he has potential.
Mm-hmm.
You've heard that kind of thing. So really, potential is nothing, but
Ah,
you have to live your potential. Live.
okay.
You
Well,
have
we're
to.
getting ready to get cut off.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Oh, that's right. It's 9. Thank you so
Yes.
much,
But
Sharon. It's too short.
we can always come back. Don't worry, we're gonna have you back. But I enjoyed you, and
Thank you
I look
so
forward
much.
to having you back again. And I'm
Okay,
looking
thank you
forward
so
to
much.
my inspirational texts in the morning.
Yes, yes, definitely sign up.
I will.
Thank you so much for having me.
Ladies and gentlemen, Miss JoAnn Youngblood King. Okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome.